recruitment from a guy like Gunnar Keel, a surprise, at least to everybody on the outside. Do you expect it to have a little bit more of a flurry down the stretch with wide receivers, or did it happen too late in the process to sway those guys your way?
Well, I think the direction of the recruiting had already set its course at that point. Certainly it got a lot of attention nationally, and I know a lot of kids that we were recruiting knew that Gunnar Keel had committed, but I think you're really now down to those two schools when he committed. There's a couple of schools, and it's A or B, so I don't think it influenced that much. It influenced us. We're excited about it.
You, in terms of your approach in recruiting, how is it different now than it was when you picked up midstream in your first year? Are you less inclined to go to the quote plan B guy because you're further along in the process of the development of your program in recruiting?
No, I wouldn't say that, Tim. I would say that your board has to represent the guys that you believe are tiered, that can help you win. You know, I think every year you always want to hit that home run. You know, I think it's, you know, there's so many different things that occur during this recruiting process, as you know. If you followed us closely, you know, we had a commit, you know, and we had a couple of corners committed, you know, which then changes maybe how you recruit some others. And then another commit that we thought we had that, you know, circumstances beyond our control. It was unusual in some instances, the recruiting at that position specifically. But no, I think you always have to be able to recruit the entire board. You can't just put your focus on, if we don't get these top guys, unless it's a specific position. As I said, we weren't going to have the luxury to recruit a number of guys on the defensive line. But in other positions, I thought we did a pretty good job of making sure that we were recruiting depth on the board as well.
Can you say where you, of the W, X, and Z positions, can you say where you project Chris Brown and Justin Ferguson?
Well, that's an interesting question because, you know, we think that you know, Ferguson, you know, is a guy that really can take the top off the coverage. He's also a very physical kid, a heck of a blocker. So if you're talking about getting the ball quickly out to the field, which, listen, teams that are in the spread, a good amount of the field run game is getting the ball out to the receivers. So you got to have somebody that can hold up on the perimeter. You know, Ferguson's got that strength to be able to do it, and he's got the speed to get vertical. Brown is not as physically developed right now. He'd be a guy maybe that plays more inside, that can get the ball in his hands quickly and make people miss. Now that's just where they are, Tim, coming out of high school. You know, we'll have to see what that next level is, but to just give you a general feeling as we sat around and talked about it, that was kind of the conversation.
And obviously a lot of things are going to evolve with your roster between now and next recruiting season, but what would you say your priorities are now going into this next recruiting season?
I think, as I mentioned earlier, we're going to take the very best guys that impact the program. I think big skill is important for us in terms of that ability to play a number of different positions for us. I think you'll see that more so. If we're going to talk about one class, we won't be talking about next year's class having one big skill athlete in it.